What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is the season finale for Chasing Atlanta season 4. We on season 4, season 5. Child, I always forget. Season 4, season 4. This is the season finale. So we start this episode off. We have Oliver Twixt recording his video for the remix to Zap. It's got my boo Carrie D in it. Hey Carrie, hey boo. And they are recording that, and everything is everything. It's going well. When he's leaving, listen. When he's leaving, I'm sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful. He had Alonda as well. I just don't know Alonda, but I know Carrie, so that's why. Yeah, okay. So as he's leaving, he gets a phone call from Lauren, and Lauren was supposed to, I guess, come through, but Lauren said she got stuck in Miami, honey, and Lauren said, listen, I went off on social media, and Oliver was like, yeah, I tried to stay away from that one because you was doing a lot. She said, well, I was being accused of some things, and I had to clear my name. Well, I got this information. I got this tea on Lil Kendra. She told us that she got arrested because of her boyfriend. The boyfriend got caught up in some stuff. It really wasn't her. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the boyfriend. But I got mugshots, and I have her charges, and her mugshots look like this, and her charges are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, listen, I get it from a point of view of this woman been lying on you, and you feel like you got to clear your name, and so now you got some tea on her. And so Lauren said, I'm going to hold on to this tea until we are together, and I can use it to the best, to when it can best suit me, and so forth and so on. Oh, okay. Then we have Travis having a conversation with Coco from SWV. I feel like this was just a look at who I know type of situation, but it was cool, Travis, that you got, cute friends and high places kind of thing. I ain't mad at you, bruh, for bringing your friends on. I ain't mad at all. But he was basically asking her for advice on maneuvering through this friend group, maneuvering through going back into radio, and just some life changes that he had going through. And she was just like, listen, just continue to be you, just continue to be who you are. People either gonna love you or they not, and you can't control the haters. And that's it, Travis. Be who you gonna be. He said he was trying to, help people work through some stuff. Like, he was trying to be the mediator for everybody. Listen, you can't mediate people who don't want to be mediated, okay? That's just it. You can't help people who don't want to be helped, okay? So Oliver is having his testing for his seasoning. Now, what we saw earlier this season was like the pre-test to kind of see what worked and what didn't work. This is the actual formal testing. He's got some of his friends there. We got Dr. Cone Tessa from Married to Medicine. We have his mama there, okay? We have Paris Bennett there from American Idol Success. And, they're just going through, right? And it looks like everything is everything. Now, the people go outside to have a conversation. We got Rico, we have Cameron, and we have Dominique outside. And of course, they gossiping, child. They doing what they do. They talking about the fact that Lauren ain't there. Why Lauren ain't here? This your friend. That's your good girlfriend. Your good Judy. Why she ain't here? That's real interesting. I mean, she was tripping when ain't nobody come to her birthday party. Well, come to find out, Lauren was trying to have a birthday party in a whole hurricane. Listen, sis, it's one thing to come in the middle of COVID, because y'all down there in Atlanta act like it ain't a whole pandemic going on, okay? Y'all act like it ain't a whole pandemic going on, but I guess it's a whole nother set of rules where there's a whole damn hurricane happening, and nobody kind of trying to, like, I'm sorry that your birthday fell in the middle of a natural disaster, but listen, we've been in the middle of a disaster for the last year. It is what it is. Adjust and move accordingly. So then, Travis comes out there, and Travis starts speaking on his, his white party, right? He's having this all white party. He wants to fix everybody's situation. He wants everybody to kumbaya. He said, I feel like the reason why nobody's getting along is because nobody know each other, and this is a perfect way for everybody to get to know each other and kumbaya, I guess, okay? Now, he said at his party, he ain't having no alcohol. He barely gonna have any food. because he said they don't know how to act when alcohol gets involved, that they get to acting a fool. He said that's what he did talk to Coco about, that he was going to have a tarot reading. Now, Coco told him, listen, I don't know how that's going to work out for you because everybody ain't ready to hear it. You know, the thing about a tarot reading, it's just like anything else. Like, whether you believe in it or not, you still got to be ready for whatever the person is saying to you, okay? And if you ain't ready to receive it, it's probably not going to turn out good. It's probably not going to turn out good for you, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. And Rico and Cameron had already told him that they wasn't really here for the whole, I'm going to get my, get red. But Dominique was like, I'm here for it. I'm down. Let's do it. I'm down. So then they end up going back inside, and Oliver gives this wonderful speech. I'm not going down that whole speech, talking about, being a little nerd, coming out of his shell, learning that people will accept him for who he is, all that good stuff. And it was a great moment for Oliver and all the things he has going on, and that is great. Okay, it is a wonderful thing. All right, so we are at the white party. Let me tell y'all what I'm sick of. This is what I'm sick of. I'm sick of you having a theme and don't nobody follow it. If you're going to have a white party and people are going to show up and don't have on white, then what you need to do is put on the invitation, white suggested but not mandatory. Because I remember when Diddy started this whole white party shit, because it was Diddy who started it, okay? Well, nobody think about having no white parties until Diddy did his white parties in the Hamptons every year, okay? Diddy would not let you in if you had on cream. Diddy would not let you in if you had on off-white. Okay? You couldn't wear a white outfit and some red stilettos, baby. He said white, he meant white. White on white on white on white. Uninterrupted white, okay? Barbra Streisand got stopped by security at one of Diddy's parties up in the Hamptons. Why? Because she had on cream. So here's my problem, Travis. You said this was a white party. How the fuck you don't have on white? I'm not even going to say nothing about the fact that it was the same shirt that you wore to another white party that still want white. Your shirt ain't white, bruh. How you going to not have on white? I don't understand it. Oliver, no white. He had on a white and silver shirt and some black pants. Okay? Lauren had on a cream shirt and some white pants. I would have let Lauren slide. It was close. I would have let Lauren slide. Q, thank you. You had on all white. Cameron, thank you. You had on all white, okay? Who else had on all white? Dominique, I think you had on all white shit. I don't know. But I have a problem with y'all not wearing white. What the fuck? Travis, here's the thing, sir. You can have a party with no alcohol. You can have a party with no alcohol and still have shit. Just because you didn't have no alcohol didn't mean you couldn't have no sparkling wine. It didn't mean you couldn't have no punch. You could have done old school and went and got the little frozen little ice thingy that's lime with the ginger ale that your parents used to have all the time. We used to have them at the little parties at school. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The little thing, and you poured the ginger ale over it, and it made punch, and it made like $5 a punch, and it would last the whole night. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Why you didn't have nothing for these people? They said you didn't have no food. You asked Cameron to bring some chips and dip. That's the only food you had was Cameron's Tostitos and some dip. But you was the main one hollering about you not getting your food down to the brunch. Travis. Now, somewhere along the lines, Travis that went off on his Instagram, and he was talking about somebody's boyfriend having a shrimp peen. Listen, I don't know if we ever got to the bottom of that. I don't know if we ever got to the bottom of who he was talking about. Okay? Because he gave this whole long speech. Now, Dominique seemed to think it was about him and his boyfriend. And he kept saying, my boyfriend don't have no shrimp peen. My boyfriend don't have no shrimp peen. My boyfriend. Listen. I hate to be the one to say this, Dominique, but a hit dog will holler. He didn't say nobody's name. Why would you automatically assume he was speaking upon you? Unless, A, y'all had some sort of conversation, argument, misunderstanding, and you thought that was him going off on you on social media about the conversation, misunderstanding that y'all had. But if y'all was cool, you thought y'all was cool, we cool, I'm cool, we both cool together, what in the hell made you think that post was about you? Because he said something about somebody's boyfriend not having a job. And he was like, my boyfriend got a job. Well then, if your boyfriend got a job, and your boyfriend don't have a shrimp pain. What the hell made you think he was talking about you? Now, Travis did say he was talking about somebody in the group, but he wouldn't say who it was about. So now that sort of made me think, well, maybe he is talking about you, because he won't say who it is. I don't know. So the first conversation that even took place between Kendra and Troy, they went off by themselves and they had a conversation. Listen, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this. I'm not going to hurt my brain and try to break down that conversation. Make a long story short, I feel like they decided that they was going to move on. Troy, you know, he apologized for what his part was, but then he brought up the fact that he thought she was wrong, and she apologized for it. She said, I miss my friend. Whatever. Now, what I do know is at the end, he was like, okay, good, me and you are cool, but let me tell you something. You need to check Wayne, because Wayne is your problem. Wayne the Pain is your problem. And she was like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about Wayne being my problem. Wayne ain't my issue. Wayne ain't my problem. Girl. Then we get to the big group, and I done already told y'all about the whole conversation that Travis had with Dominique, okay? Then we get to, who went next? Shit. I think it was Dominique, but again, I already went through that. Then I think we got to the main event, and I think we got to Kendra and Q. And Q was like, first of all, let me say this. I don't know how my name got in anything, because I've never been anything but supportive to you. So I don't know how my name got into any of this. I don't know how my name was mentioned or whatever. But you know, Kendra was like, because Q, I don't have no issue with you. This and this and that. And I feel like Kendra and Q sort of dealt with it. I don't know. Then it became a Wayne the Pain thing, and Wayne was like, well, you know, when me and you was in that Uber pool, when me and you was in that Uber pool, when me and you, I felt like he kept saying that because he felt like the Uber pool situation was a read. Listen, y'all, I get it that y'all young and that y'all are 20, but in y'all 20s, I should say, at least some of y'all are, but I'm gonna really need y'all to get past certain things being a read, okay? I don't give a damn whether you in an Uber pool or an Uber black, okay? I get it that there are tiers and there are levels and there's a whole status thing, but at the end of the day, y'all was in an Uber together, so does it fucking matter whether it was an Uber pool or an Uber black? Y'all was both riding Uber. Like, excuse me, like, let's get past all of that. So then, Lauren, it got to be Lauren and Kendra. And listen, Lauren, instead of being there to try to make peace, Lauren is there to create more confusion, and she wants to make a big deal about, well, Kendra lied about what she got arrested for. Kendra lied about what she got arrested for. Now, somewhere in the hooting and hollering, Lauren did admit that she had got that contract from Kendra that she thought she didn't, that she had said earlier that she ain't never get. So Kendra was like, well, I feel vindicated now because y'all kept making it seem like Wayne didn't send that contract, but baby, you got the contract. Now, Oliver said he still never got the contract. He ain't never backtrack off of that. But Lauren, I'm saying I did hear that. Then Kendra wants to keep talking about, well, I knew you was one of the girls. I knew you was one of the girls. I knew you was my sister. I knew. But let me say this. Kendra, and this is what I'll say about Lauren's. If you've been watching this show from season 1, you have literally seen Lauren's transition. Like, you have literally seen it. Season 1, she was still going by her other name, her government name. Very much presented as an effeminate boy, right? And then we saw her transition into, and now she's admitting that she is in transition and she is trans. But here's the thing, you can't make somebody come to that realization any faster than they are. And if you saw it and you understood it because you went through whatever you had to go through and you went through your process, then the best thing you can do is just be there and be supportive when it go down. But for you to be sitting there like, I knew all along, I knew. And I'm like, okay, you knew, and I can appreciate the fact that you knew, but let her figure it out. That is her process. And yes, last season, she said she didn't care about the pronouns, and she didn't care whether you said her or him. But guess what? It's a process. Some people don't process the same way or on the same timeline, and I just felt like that was unfair of you, Kendra, to keep throwing it at her about her process because she's in a different place or she's going at a different speed. Yeah, you see it because you've been through it, and you probably have a whole trans family that y'all have know each other's stories. But if you're going to talk about trans lives matter, I get it that you and Lauren ain't cool, y'all ain't friends, but I just feel like you don't need to throw that at her, and you don't need to sort of And the way I was taking it was a very belittling thing because her process is different from yours. Now, Lauren, let me get on you though. That whole scene that you created was unnecessary because at this point, nobody. We're past the whole what she got arrested for and what she was in jail for. I think we're past that. I think we're past caring about that. Okay. Now, what we did care about, or at least what I cared about, was the timeline. Who said it first? Did Wayne the Pain say it first that you were in jail and that the family was asking for help, or did social media? Did what? Like that's what I care about. I really don't care why she was arrested. Let's be clear. I don't. I don't care. She was in jail. So Lauren is going off. At this point, Kendra done left. Kendra and Wayne done left. And they done took Oliver in the hall. And they're having a whole heart-to-heart with Oliver. And Oliver says, listen, I've gone through a lot this year. I've matured. I see things through a different lens. I can take responsibility for what I did wrong. I know I can be obnoxious. I know I can do this and do that. But in my heart of hearts, I'm a good guy. And I'm sorry if I did anything to hurt you. And Kendra apologized, and they hugged it out. And him and Wayne the Pain apologized, and they hugged it out. Now, Oliver still ain't admit that he got no contract. So, I feel like the contract situation between Oliver was legit. But, Lauren, you still on the inside going off, and you done printed out the mug shots, and you ready to show everybody the mug shots. I feel like you were trying to show the mug shots to embarrass Kendra because you kept calling her by her born name. So I'm feeling like the mug shots were probably, they might probably had made her take her wig off and things like that, so she looked more masculine. And so I feel like you were doing that to embarrass her. So again, we have a trans woman trying to embarrass another trans woman in a situation that is very vulnerable. Again, y'all ain't friends. I get it. But y'all get beat up enough by the outside world because you are trans. And I feel like if y'all gonna come at each other for something else. Don't come at each other because you're trans. Because both of y'all are trans. Come at each other. If you're gonna come, throw some shade in some other ways. Like, throw some shade. Right? But I just felt like you trying to embarrass her with her mugshot was a low blow. It was just a low blow. And if you weren't there on a kumbaya tip, because I think Travis had been very clear to everybody that he spoke to that this was a let's get to know each other and hopefully we can squash it type situation. If that ain't the energy you came on, Lauren, you was wrong. You were wrong. Period. I ain't been the biggest fan of Kendra throughout this season, but that one right there, I felt like that was a lot. Anyway, moving on. That was pretty much the end of the whole white party. The not so white party. The off-white, black, yellow, purple, gray, silver party. Because, child, we still ain't find out who the hell Travis was talking about. Who boyfriend got a shrimp peen. I do think you was talking about Dominique, though, Travis. You got mad and you was talking about Dominique. That's you. Yup, that's what happened. Then we have, I think that was, hold on. Then we have Oliver. Then that's the end of it. So that was the season finale. Oliver is talking about he's got a lot of great things on the horizon. I know some of them, but I can't speak to it. But I don't know a lot of it. I got a little tea. I got like a drop of tea out of his whole cup. But he's got some things coming. We're looking forward to it. Dominique said that he's got some things coming. He's going to Hollywood, honey. He done signed NDAs. Listen, I ain't mad at you, Dominique. Do your thing. Now, there's been some times in here, Dominique, where I felt some kind of way about you and your little storylines, but I think you're a good guy, and I wish you the best with what you have going on. Rico with the K. I love you, Rico. I love your spirit, your energy, your personality. You have some things going on musically. You said you got out your record label, you had your heart broken, but you're looking forward to the future as the future unravels. Cameron, wishing you the best health-wise. Troy, wishing you the best, Troy. Oh, that was the other conversation. Troy did say something to Oliver about Oliver not fighting and him feeling like he was fighting, Oliver's fighting. Oliver had him out there fighting, looking crazy. Well, first of all, I feel like you had already had that conversation, but okay, maybe you didn't. Listen, Listen. Sometimes you just gotta know who you with. Sometimes you just gotta know who you with. Like I had friends when we were younger and shit would go down. I already knew so and so ain't fighting. So and so just ain't gonna fight. So if shit go down and I'm counting who with me and who on my team, I ain't even gonna count them. They ain't fighting. Oliver put Oliver in that category. Oliver ain't fighting. That don't mean Oliver won't fight. That don't mean Oliver can't fight. But just understand that 999.9% of the time, if something go down, Oliver ain't fighting. Troy, Oliver ain't fighting. The other thing that happened was Dominique and his boyfriend got engaged. So congratulations to that. Congratulations to that. Kendra went to court and she got cleared. Now I got questions. Kendra. That scene where they had you going into court and you came out talking about something, I'm free, and then they had you driving off in that Mercedes that they just had to let us know was a Mercedes. I got questions, ma'am. If you had got arrested in Virginia, shouldn't you have to go back to Virginia? Were you extradited to Georgia? Second of all, were you in Virginia? Like, did all them people ride with you to Virginia for you to go to court? Third of all, why ain't nobody going to court with you? Like, why we just stood outside waiting? If I drove all the way to Virginia, I would go into court. Like, can I sit down, please, at least? Fourth of all, who the hell get to park in front of the courthouse? Girl, that whole scene was a lot for me. I'm sorry. I'm being nitpicky now. That whole scene was a lot for me. But I do wish you well, Kendra, and whatever charges you do have here, Atlanta, Virginia, whatever. I hope they get cleared up. Q is doing big things on the East Coast. I mean, on the West Coast. You know, he's supposed to be doing executive producing, chasing LA. I don't know what the status of that is, but good luck to you. Q as well. Q has always been a supporter of our platforms. And so I'm, definitely here for that. Lauren is doing Lauren. Lauren is getting ready for her surgery so she can continue her transition. And I think that's pretty much everybody. Hold on, let me pause because I don't want to miss nobody. Travis doing the radio thing, doing things. Yeah. So that is pretty much it. We've come to the end of another season. We do have the finale. I know it was filmed this weekend. I'm going to say this, and Dario, if you're watching this, I hope you are. If not, somebody get this message to Dario. I know at the end of every season, you have fatigue, right? It's a lot to put this show on. It's a lot of moving parts. You get a lot of criticism, not a lot of praise. You deal with crazy people on the set. You had a whole fight this season that I know got crazy and got out of hand. And I know at the end of every season, you are like, I ain't doing it no more. I'm done. I'm not doing another season. I'm going to say this. This is a great platform. Y'all are doing some great work. Even when I criticize, I try to support and uplift. When I criticize, hopefully it's in a manner to help you guys move forward and get to that next level. But we need this platform. People like myself who are friends to the community need this platform. Men who are in the community need this platform. And I just want to encourage you and all of your team to do what y'all need to do to rest, do what y'all need to do to recharge our batteries. But please come back. Even if it's not, you find some new up and coming talent. You find some new people. But please come back and give this to us again. Give us a season 5, okay? And with that, I'm out. Peace.